Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and discuss some more of the complications that my mother is experiencing after she got dizzy, fell, broke her neck, was sent to the ER, was told that she had a broken neck and a bleed on the brain, which is a stroke. And she went to ICU. She was given an operation where they repaired the broken neck. They fused C1 to C2. And then after the operation, they must have woken her up. But she did actually wake up after the operation. But then, after she woke up after the operation, then she slept for a really long time, and they were trying to wait for her to wake up. But then she finally did wake up. And I remember when I had my tonsillectomy because I had quinsy, and they drained an abscess, that I wanted to sleep for a few weeks. Although I did wake up, but I wanted to sleep for a few weeks. So when you have anesthetic, then what that does is that it takes a while for the anesthetic to actually clear your system. So you're going to be really tired and run down for about a month after having an operation with anesthetic. And then, so they were, if you've watched my past videos, then you'll know all the problems that my mother has had being in ICU. But she finally has woken up. She is a little bit more alert, a little bit perkier. The doctors asked her name and she was able to answer it. The doctors asked her if she knew where she was, and she was able to answer it. And the doctors asked her who the president was and is, and she was able to answer that. But now the hurdle is she can't swallow. She hasn't been able to swallow since her operation, or maybe even before the operation, because before the operation they gave her a ventilator, put her on a ventilator, and the ventilator was a tube through her mouth. So she's been on a feeding tube ever since she had her accident, because she can't move. And then, so basically, when I saw a picture of her on, it must have been Saturday, I got to see her on Facebook Messenger on Saturday. The feeding tube is actually through her nose. I didn't know that. I didn't know how a person gets a feeding tube, but I know that the feeding tube is through her nose. And then so yesterday, which was a Sunday, the doctors decided to remove the feeding tube. Even though she can't swallow, they decided to remove the feeding tube. And then I guess they just decided that they weren't going to feed her until the following day, until she had her swallowing test, because she was going to have her swallowing test today. But I don't know what happened, but they decided she still can't swallow. I don't know why she can't swallow. I don't know if it's a result of the stroke she had or the fall she had, but she still can't swallow. And so at first they said they didn't want to remove the feeding tube because they didn't want to have to put it back in. And then for some reason, I don't know why, they decided to remove the feeding tube, even though she still couldn't swallow, and just not feed her. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just not feed her, you know. And then yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon, they made the decision to put the feeding tube back in. So they put the feeding tube back in. But my mom still can't swallow, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this inability to swallow is a result of the stroke, or the result of her having broken her neck, or the result of having an operation. But at some point, they said that she's doing better than she previously had done, but she still can't swallow. So that's it with my mom. And then I was speaking to my boyfriend because if you recall the video that I made yesterday when I got to see my mother, and she was on Facebook Messenger, and my niece phoned me to let me see my mother. Well, the thing is that I was telling my boyfriend that my mother's friend, she could have phoned me on Facebook Messenger anytime for free. So this business of her not knowing how to get a hold of me, that's her own doing. That's her own making. That's what she wants. Because I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook Messenger. She could get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger. If she can get a hold of my sister, she can get a hold of me. So it's just a scam when she says she doesn't know how to get a hold of me. What's more correct is she doesn't know how to get a hold of me. No, she doesn't want to get a hold of me. That is what's more accurate. And because I told my boyfriend, I said, she could have phoned me on Facebook Messenger anytime and talked to me. I tried to look her up on Facebook, and she doesn't even come up on Facebook. So I'm thinking she may have blocked me because she doesn't even come up on Facebook. But she's obviously trying to control my mother's relationship with her children. She's definitely controlling my mother's relationship with me because she allowed a sales assistant to put a password on her phone, and she says she doesn't know the password. Well, she owns a computer business. She could call around and find out how she can get that password taken off my mom's phone. But she doesn't want to, because she doesn't want my mom to speak to me. And there was another incident when I rang my mom on the phone, and I was speaking to my mom on the phone, and she got in a huff and was going to leave. So my mom had to discontinue the conversation because her friend got in a huff and was going to leave. Well, my friend sees my mom all the time. I don't see my mother. The only thing that I can do is phone her. And obviously, she took umbrage to me phoning her and was going to leave. So my mom had to stop the conversation just to keep her friend from leaving. So there's definitely some serious issues going on here. But I'm going to have to conclude this video because I'm getting ready to go to my day job, go to my job that pays my rent, and that's pretty much all it does, is just pay my rent. And so thank you so much for watching my video. I've covered the important issue that my mom still can't swallow. She had the feeding tube removed, and then they put the feeding tube back in. And this friend of hers is controlling her relationships. This friend of hers is allowing my mom to have relationships with people that she wants her to have relationships with me. She could get in touch with me if she wanted. She could phone me on Facebook Messenger if she wanted, but she doesn't. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And I will be sending you another video about another topic soon.